Well, g'day all. Lee from Fry's Garage here, where the training starts, but learning never ends. So, today, lots of work. Another little Colorado 2.8 Duramax. This is an earlier one. Now, I come across a standard problem, and over the years I've seen so much wasted time to rectify a silly problem that could have been avoided at the beginning. Now, by that, what I'm talking about is these things. All right, so this is an Allen key head screw, bolt, with just a basic machine thread. All right, now the number of these grub screws slash machine screws slash hex screws that I've seen get rounded off in the middle from those impact drivers to just too harsh handedness. These will round on the inside so freaking easy. So if we round just one of those off, and let's just say it's this one here, how much time is that going to create and add to the job? Well, I've got a little tip, and I've got to say that 95% of the time it works. And I use it for small bolts, but pretty much it's an old school way. And it's so good, but so many people just don't think about it. All right, so what we're using is the God of force and impact. All right, so if we remember the old saying, I don't know why I remember this, but I do. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. And I remember that from high school. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to, and I don't know why I don't have it here, I have a little brass drift. And the little brass drift I'll put over the end of this while it's in situ in the tight thread, and I'll whack it with a small hammer to shock it, to shock those threads. Here we go, shock those threads. And what it does is it just loosens it up, any of that small bit of oxidation around the aluminium, or actually pull the threads just a little bit, enough to loosen it, and you will get it out. In the mining and civil industry, I've seen a little bit more corrosion, a little bit more rust, so sometimes we've just got to grind the head off and drill it. But in the trucking and road transport, light vehicle industry, no. I've never, ever, ever, ever had to drill one of these out because I stripped the inside, all right? So what I'm going to do is somehow, I'll probably have to put the phone down because I don't have my special body camera holding kit on the chest at the minute. So what I'm going to do is, I don't have my brass drift, that's actually at work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a bolt, okay, with a nice flat head on the end, right? And all I'm going to simply do is put it, I'm going to get this one out, the other two were actually tight, so that one there, and down there was another one, they were tight. All right, so I know I'm going to have to do this one here. So I'm just going to put it nice and flat on the end, and I'm going to hit it a few times with the hammer. All right, so I have to put this camera down, I'm sorry. I'll stop it, I'll give it a few good shunts with the hammer, and then we'll see if we can crack it with the Allen key. All right, just hold 5. All right, I'm back. So I did some whacking. All right, now I'm not going to use my little Allen key socket. I'm simply going to use this because this is a hardened snap-on one. It is my favourite tool. It has got so many tight bolts out, as in the Allen head or hex head. I love it. So God blesses me with this one, so I'm going to use it. All right, but let's see how we go. I've probably done a little bit of damage to the end. I'll just squash the end, so I'm just going to have to tap the end back in. Here we go. Give it a couple of whacks. That will help shock it as well. Now I gave this 4 good whacks with a small hammer. You don't need a 9-pounder, just a tiny one. All right, this is the Fry's special little tool number 5,500 and something, 11, I don't know. Now let's see if we got it. So if it doesn't move in a hurry, obviously we need to back off and try again. But let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, see, check that out. Just like that. So I got 3 stuck screws out machine thread. So this is what, that's an 8mm by 1.25. Very common amongst the Colorados, D-Maxes, Mazdas, etc, etc, etc. Jap stuff, and there you go. She's out. All right. So let's say I not cross-threaded, but let's say I rounded off the inside of the button head. All right. I would have to try and grind a hole or a slot down the center and try and chisel it out, whatever. But either way, it was probably going to be an extra 1 hour. So for the sake of spending literally, I think it took me 4 seconds, a couple of whacks of the hammer, all right? Try and use a brass drift. It's much better. You don't want, a hardened, this is grade 8, so quite hard, all right? The softer the better. The impact will still go through and potentially sort of save the end of the screw from being damaged, so along the edges here. But that's all right. It's okay. We can deal with that. All right, so there you go, guys. I've saved myself hours and hours and hours over the years. About 35 years I've been doing this trick, ever since my amazing apprentice master taught me some things, a lot of things. And it stuck with me. So the amount of bolts and things that I've had seized, I would love to know how many hours I've saved by getting it out that way instead of just in a rush. And I'll be honest, I do not like those impact drivers for use to remove screws and bolts when they're potentially not checked first to see if they're seized with a socket or a spanner, because we know straight away it's either going to strip. And aluminium threads, seen it a million times as well. It's helicoil season, all right, when people start trying to do that. All right, so we've got to be very, very, very careful. And it's literally 2 minutes to check if a bolt is removable by hand without the force of any of these fancy impact drivers and rattle guns these days, because they are very, very torquey, extremely torquey, all great, but can also cause us a bit of a predicament. All right, so we've got to get back to basics. It's always coming back to basics, otherwise we're in trouble. So anyway, I better get on with this Colorado. Lots and lots to do. So yeah, I hope the people that don't know that trick use it, because I guarantee you're going to bloody love it. And there's one more thing I should probably add. If for some reason you whack it a few times and it doesn't loosen off, you can carefully heat these up, all right? Because the laws of physics states that if you heat a metal molecular structure, when it cools, it shrinks, all right? Any shrinkage of a part inside a hole will obviously allow there to be a little bit more gap between the outside diameter of the fastener and the inside diameter of the fastener hole. All right, so that's your last chance, basically. If it still doesn't come out then, well, unfortunately, you're going to have to grind the head off and slot it, drill it, remove it, and whatever else comes next. But I've had like 2 of them in 35 years. All right, guys. So, all right. Nice talking again. I've got lots of work to do in the next few months. So get ready. Got some marine stuff, some fiberglassing, gel coating. Got 3 more engines to build. Got a little SLR Tirana playing with there, as you all know. I've got a turbo project on a nice little Subaru. Not that one, but another one. That's going to be a little, let's zoom in there. So that's a 304 roller 5 litre. So I've got to turn that into a stroker. So that's going to be a fun little project. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves, and righto, cheerio.